Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Formally charged, a Detroit man facing murder charges in the death of local Jewish synagogue leader Samantha Wont. If convicted, 28-year-old Michael Manuel Jackson Bolanos faces life in prison without parole. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Jacqueline Francis was in the room as those charges were announced by the prosecutor earlier today. Let's get to her live with what we know about the investigation now. Jacqueline.
Devin and Kimberly, the two big headlines are this. Samantha Wont did not know her alleged killer, and police still say there's no evidence that this was a hate crime. The violent attack happened here at Wont's apartment in Lafayette Park. We're told it all started with a home invasion.
This is an extraordinarily sad and tragic case.
53 days after the stabbing death of prominent Jewish leader Samantha Wont, murder charges have been filed. Police arresting this man, 28-year-old Michael Jackson Bolanos of Detroit. The prosecutor making the announcement Wednesday afternoon.
This is something that's been ongoing since October the 21st. I've been at this for a long time. Investigations don't usually happen in the 44-minute legal procedural type TV shows. They take time, they take attention, they take energy, they take passion, they take experience.
He's charged with murder, home invasion, and lying to a police officer. Bolanos was first arrested a few weeks ago. At the time, police wanted him for alleged car break-ins in the same area where Wont lived. Around the same time, she died. That's when investigators began connecting the dots. And while they did let him go, they continued to watch him as they built a homicide case against him.
This is one of the most complex cases I've been involved in.
Police believe he broke into Wont's home and stabbed her to death. They say the two did not know one another and that this was not motivated by Wont's religious beliefs.
And so there's not a shred of evidence that points to the fact that this was a hate crime.
Friends and colleagues reacting to the news.
It seems the evidence is that it's not a hate crime, so I am relieved. But not as relieved as I thought I'd be, because it's just so painful that anyone would kill someone like Sam Wont.
Going back to the suspect, Michael Bolanos, I spoke to his defense attorney tonight. The attorney says his client is claiming he's innocent in the matter. The attorney also pointing out that DPD arrested the wrong suspect last month. The attorney saying he thinks that they've done that yet again. Reporting live in Lafayette Park, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
All right, Jacqueline, and late tonight we received a statement from the family of Samantha Wont, and it reads in part, quote, Samantha's death is an unspeakable tragedy that has affected not only her family and friends, but also those who knew her as a devoted community activist, leader, and bridge builder. She was loved deeply, and her light spread far and wide, end of quote. We've posted the full statement. You'll find it right now at clickondetroit.com. Our other top story here at 11, Detroit Mayor Duggan laying out his vision for upgrades to the city's trash collection system.
As Victor Williams shows us, it comes as residents in one Detroit neighborhood are fed up with piled up trash near their homes. They say that's been there for months.
Yeah, take a look at this. Not the best side. I'm told that this has been out here for months, but the mayor says he has a plan to make this pickup a priority.
If we did put out on dump days, they would pick it up. But lately, since time has changed, sometimes they pick it up and sometimes they don't.
Residents insist bulk trash pickup is being skipped in their neighborhood on Pacific Avenue.
Well, it's kind of heartbreaking because years back, we never had any dumping like this on our street.
The overflow of trash on the ground has made it uncomfortable for folks living on the streets with the sight of raccoons and other rodents.
And rats is coming around. I've called a couple of times for help.
And in a meeting on Wednesday night, we learned that they're not the only ones dealing with the problem with trash.
And they don't pick it up in the alleys, so we forcibly have to move it to the street. Then they take 2 or 3 weeks to move it from the streets.
All that would change under the mayor's newly proposed plan, where bulk pickup will be collected on a weekly basis, along with recycling, yard waste, and construction debris, something that's not currently picked up at all.
I think it's about time Detroiters got the same level of trash removal as the surrounding communities.
Higher levels of service equals higher costs, around $12 million a year to be exact. But the funds will come from reprioritizing the city's budget and phasing in costs.
We send out 12 DPW crews at the cost, $6 million a year to pick this stuff up. It is so much cheaper to just pay the garbage trucks that are already on the street.
Now, council members are going to have the ultimate say-so in the matter. They're going to be voting this upcoming January. In the meantime, I'm told the city is going to go out to Pacific Avenue and help the people there with the bulk cleanup. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, let's hope so. Victor, we appreciate it.
In a Local 4 News update, charges against a person trying to get away from police, killing an innocent driver in the process.
Happened Monday night around 9:15 on the southbound side of the Southfield Freeway near Schoolcraft on Detroit's west side. It's alleged the driver was on the run from police when his car went airborne and crashed into another driver, killing that driver. The suspect is expected to be arraigned tomorrow.
A judge is not going to consider alleged extramarital affairs as evidence against the mother of the Oxford school shooter. James and Jennifer Crumbly are both due back in court 1 week from today for a hearing regarding their upcoming trials. A judge has ruled Jennifer Crumbly's alleged affairs will not be admissible as evidence against her, nor will her son's bird torture hobby that we reported last week. The news comes just days after their son was sentenced to life in prison. The Crumbleys, the first parents in the United States ever charged in a mass school shooting.
Corewell Health is temporarily restricting how many visitors can visit pediatric patients at several locations. This is due to a surge in respiratory illnesses the hospital system has been seeing throughout the community. Only 2 visitors will be allowed to be bedside during the day and 1 allowed overnight. 3 locations will be affected immediately. Those locations are the Royal Oak, Troy, and Dearborn Beaumont Corewell hospitals. Corewell is urging people to stay home if you're sick and wash your hands regularly. The Republican-led House of Representatives has taken its strongest stance yet into investigating President Joe Biden.
Late Wednesday afternoon, the House passed a resolution formalizing an impeachment inquiry into the president. Alice Barr on Capitol Hill with more.
House Republicans making it official tonight, formally authorizing an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. All Democrats voted against the measure. All Republicans voted for it.
The resolution is adopted.
I think that sent a message loud and clear to the White House. We expect you to comply with our information requests and our subpoenas.
The investigation has been underway for months, centered on so far unproven allegations that the president used political influence to enrich his son, Hunter Biden. GOP members have yet to offer proof directly tying President Biden to his son's business dealings.
This is more like a what is it? Not a whodunit. We don't know what the crime is.
House Republicans argue that a formal impeachment inquiry will strengthen their access to more documents and testimony.
We now think this helps us get the witnesses, the key witnesses that we want.
In a statement, President Biden slammed House Republicans for leaving for the holidays without passing a pressing national security package, saying, quote, instead of doing their job on the urgent work that needs to be done, they are choosing to waste time on this baseless political stunt that even Republicans in Congress admit is not supported by facts. The vote comes the same day Hunter Biden defied a House subpoena for a closed-door deposition. He came to Capitol Hill offering again to testify publicly.
I'm here today to make sure that the House committee's illegitimate investigations of my family do not proceed on distortions, manipulated evidence, and lies.
House Republicans say they'll move to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress.
Mr. President, should your son have defied the subpoena?
President Biden has firmly denied wrongdoing while standing by his son. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The impeachment investigation comes as President Biden, of course, already faces a tough 2024 re-election bid with lagging poll numbers and a number of crises swirling around the globe.